The night has brought you here again. Welcome back to Sleepy Palm Island. Tonight, we'll sit beside a small fire on the sand, listening to the tide, the palms, and breathing in the night ocean air. One small wave will bring something ashore, a small carved figure, worn smooth by years in the water, its shape carrying a story no one has told in a long time. No one on the island remembers who made it, but they say it was the beginning of a story that only returns on nights like this. Before we begin, if this story keeps you company tonight, feel free to like, subscribe, and share in the comments what city you're in and what time it is there right now. You'll find others here too, wandering through the night just like you. So get comfortable, pull a blanket close, and let's drift into tonight's story. The campfire gently pulls the night air into its glow. Its warm light drifts slowly over the sand. Shadows of palms sway on the edge of the beach. The ocean rests in the lagoon, its surface catching the moonlight in long silver lines. Each wave moves in with a soft hush. The sound drifts into the stillness, fading into the distance like breath dissolving in sleep. The scent of salt lingers in the air. Warmth from the fire reaches your hands, then your face, then settles gently in your chest. A log shifts in the embers, sending a thin ribbon of sparks upward. The palms keep their quiet rhythm, leaves brushing against each other, whispering to the night. Somewhere beyond the curve of the shore, a heron moves through the shallows, its steps barely touching the water. The sand beneath your feet is warm. You can feel each grain shaped by tides that have passed and tides still to come. A small wave rolls higher than the rest. It reaches your toes, leaving a glimmer as it retreats. Something rests in the wet sand, a small shape, wood, smoothed by time and water. It is a carved monkey, its face worn gentle by the sea. You lift it into your hands. It is warm now in the light of the fire. The ocean sighs again, as if pleased to have delivered it here. You turn the figurine slowly in your hands. The wood holds the scent of salt and sun. Its curves are rounded, as if the waves have been shaping it for years. The little monkey sits with its knees drawn close, hands resting together, eyes closed in quiet thought. Firelight dances across its surface, catching the pale lines in the grain. Each flicker seems to give it a breath, a gentle pulse beneath your fingers. You place it beside you just at the edge of the blanket, where it can see both the fire and the wide open sea. The campfire settles deeper into its slow burn. The logs crack softly, shedding small flakes of glowing ash. They drift upward, joining the stars for a brief moment before fading into the night. The ocean keeps its rhythm. A wave sighs in, pauses, and slips away again. The moon's path across the water looks like a road no one has walked for centuries. The palms lean slightly toward the lagoon, their leaves brushing each other as if sharing an old story. Far off, a small fish jumps, sending ripples into the moonlight. The air feels heavier now, holding the warmth of the fire and the cool breath of the sea together. Somewhere in the sand behind you, a crab moves quietly, its tiny steps almost hidden in the night's hush. You shift a little closer to the fire. Its light folds around you, soft at the edges, like the inside of a lantern. The scent of the burning wood rises slowly, sweet and earthy, mixing with the salt in the air. A wave slides in again, its foam curling over the sand before it melts away. You hear the faint tap of a shell rolling gently in the shallows. The carved monkey catches the glow once more, its smooth head gleaming for a moment, then returning to shadow. You brush away a grain of sand from its cheek. Your fingers linger there, as if the figurine is listening to the night with you. The fire breathes in small gusts, the sound soft, steady, familiar. The palms move a little slower now. Their shadows stretch long over the beach, touching the edge of the water. A warm breeze drifts from the ocean, curling around your shoulders, carrying the faint taste of salt on your lips. Above, the stars hold their places, each one still, watching. The moon lowers slightly, its light settling deeper into the lagoon. The waves seem slower now, their hush drawn out, as if they too are ready to rest. You lean back slightly, letting the sand take your weight. It shifts under you, finding a shape that holds you with ease. The fire hums in its low, steady way. A small piece of driftwood settles into the embers, and a faint glow runs along its edges before it disappears into the heart of the flame. The carved monkey sits quietly at your side. Its shadow moves on the blanket, long and slow, changing with each flicker of the fire. Another wave rolls in, its foam almost reaching the toes of your blanket, then slipping away with a soft sigh. You hear the faint rustle of the palms again, as if they are answering the sea. Somewhere near the rocks, a night bird calls once, its voice low and clear. Then the silence folds back around you. The scent of the fire deepens, mingling with the warm air, settling into your breath. You run your fingers over the smooth back of the figurine. It feels as if it belongs here, as if it has always waited for this fire, this shore, this night. The flames bend slightly toward the ocean breeze, then straighten again, finding their slow rhythm. The moonlight glides along the lagoon, silver breaking over the gentle ripples, then smoothing again into stillness. The sound of the waves blends with the soft crackle of the fire. Each breath you take feels drawn from both, warmth from the flames, coolness from the sea. The sand beneath your touch feels dry now, powdery and fine, flowing between your fingers when you move them. You let a few grains slip back to the ground, hearing the faintest hiss as they fall. A gentle breeze drifts over the lagoon. It carries the faint scent of something blooming far beyond the palms, sweet, thin, almost hidden in the night. A wave folds itself onto the sand, then pulls back slowly, leaving a mirror of water that reflects the fire's glow. The reflection trembles with each ripple, as if the flame is breathing inside it. You watch until the water sinks into the sand and the glow fades away. The night feels wide here. It stretches past the beach, past the horizon, past even the edge of your thoughts. You settle deeper into the blanket, letting your shoulders grow heavy. The fire moves in small, patient gestures, sending tiny embers upward that vanish before they reach the palms. The waves keep their long, unbroken rhythm, a quiet returning, a quiet leaving. Your eyes follow the curve of the lagoon, where dark rocks rise from the water and catch the moonlight in silver streaks. Between them, the sea moves gently, threading through narrow channels like a slow, living tide of glass. The carved monkey sits at the edge of your vision. It seems almost part of the night now, woven into the sand and firelight. Your fingers find it again, resting in the hollow of its back. The wood is cooler this time, as if it has taken in the night air. Far beyond the palms, a faint rustle stirs, leaves brushing against each other in a rhythm you can almost hear in your breath. You close your eyes for a moment. The sounds gather together. Ocean, wind, fire. The small sigh of sand shifting. When you open them again, the moon has moved lower, its reflection stretching longer across the lagoon, reaching almost to your feet. The water at the shoreline glimmers softly, each ripple catching a thread of moonlight before folding back into the dark. The fire's glow feels deeper now, its light pooling close to the sand, casting long, slow shadows behind the driftwood. You let your hand rest on the carved monkey, your thumb tracing the curve of its shoulder. The wood feels smooth in some places, textured in others, each mark telling of tides and time. A breeze drifts in from the ocean, lifting a strand of hair, bringing with it the faint sound of water moving beyond the rocks. Somewhere out there, waves are meeting a hidden reef, their rhythms softer, as if they are speaking quietly to the shore. The palms sway gently above, their movements slow, almost weightless against the night sky. Stars hold their places, sharp and clear, watching over the lagoon. The sand beneath you has cooled further, its touch calm and steady, supporting you like the earth itself is listening. Another log shifts in the fire, and the flames lean higher for a moment before settling back into their slow dance. You draw the blanket a little closer, feeling its weight settle over your legs. The warmth seeps in slowly, meeting the cool breath of the night. Your gaze drifts back to the water. The moon's reflection stretches and sways, changing shape with each gentle swell. A small patch of foam floats past, turning once in the light before melting into the lagoon. The air smells of salt, driftwood smoke, and something faintly sweet that drifts from the inland trees. The fire speaks in small, quiet pops, each one fading into the open night. You glance at the carved monkey again. Its rounded form seems to listen too, to the waves, to the breeze, to the calm that lingers here. The shadows of the palms reach across the sand toward you, long and soft like lines drawn by the moon. Somewhere near the edge of the lagoon, a fish moves just beneath the surface, sending out a slow circle of ripples. The sound blends into the night, becoming part of the ocean's breathing. The firelight shifts across the figurine once more, filling its features with a quiet glow that feels almost alive. The lagoon holds its calm. Each wave arrives without hurry, laying a thin sheet of silver across the sand before slipping back into the dark. The breeze carries the faint rustle of the palms, a sound that comes and goes like a gentle tide in the air. The fire burns lower now, its light warm and steady, casting a soft circle around you. Beyond its glow, the beach fades into deep shadow, where the sound of the ocean feels closer than the sight of it. A faint trace of smoke drifts upward, curling into the starlight before it disappears. The night air feels smooth against your skin, neither warm nor cold, just present like the steady touch of the shore beneath the water. The horizon is barely visible, a place where sea and sky share the same deep shade of blue. Somewhere along the curve of the beach, a cluster of shells catches the moonlight, pale shapes resting quietly in the sand. The waves keep their rhythm, drawing the night into a single, slow breath. The fire murmurs softly, its glow pulsing with each small shift of the embers. A faint crackle rises, then settles again into the stillness. You lean back slightly, feeling the sand cradle the shape of your body. Each grain seems to settle in place, holding you as the night moves around you. Above, the palms sway in slow arcs, their leaves brushing together with a sound like distant rain. The moonlight deepens, turning the water into a sheet of silver glass. A gentle swell passes through the lagoon, bending the reflection of the stars until they shimmer, then return to stillness. Far away, you hear the soft call of a night bird, low and steady, then gone. The scent of the sea and the fire blend into the air you breathe, each inhale slower than the last. The night feels vast here, without edges, without weight, stretching far beyond the reach of thought. The waves continue their quiet cycle, a sound that feels older than time, steady enough to follow you into dreams. The breeze moves gently across the beach, tracing over the sand, slipping past the edges of the fire's warmth. It carries the faint taste of salt and the distant scent of flowers that bloom only in the dark. The fire glows lower now, its light gathered close, soft as the inside of a seashell. You hear the quiet shift of a palm frond overhead, its movement slow, measured, as if it has always known this rhythm. The water rests in the lagoon, its surface broken only by the smallest ripples, spreading outward until they fade into nothing. A shell rolls once in the shallow tide, its sound round and hollow, then it settles. The night has grown deeper, the sky a darker blue, the stars brighter in their stillness. The air holds a gentle weight now, wrapping around you, making each breath smooth, unhurried. The waves seem softer, their edges blurred, as though they are folding themselves into sleep. The sand beneath you feels cooler now, its touch light, almost silky against your skin. You shift your hands slowly, letting the grains flow through your fingers and return to the beach without a sound. The fire gives a last, quiet pop, sending a tiny spark upward that fades before it reaches the palms. The glow is steady, a small heart of warmth in the wide night. Beyond its light, the lagoon lies calm, moonlight stretching across it like a path you could follow with your eyes forever. The palms lean gently toward the water, their dark shapes swaying with the breeze. Somewhere far off, you hear the soft lap of a wave meeting a hidden rock. It is a slow, rounded sound, like a stone being turned in the hand of the sea. The horizon feels closer now, blending into the water until there is no line at all. The air holds still between each wave, a pause so quiet you can almost feel the night listening. The firelight flickers over the sand, its edges fading into the cool shadow. A thin wisp of smoke drifts upward, catching the moonlight before it disappears. The breeze moves softly through the palms, shifting their leaves in a slow, unhurried sweep. The lagoon's surface glistens, each small ripple folding into the next without a sound. Somewhere along the shoreline, a piece of driftwood rests half in the water, its shape worn smooth by the tide. A faint reflection of the stars dances on its wet surface, trembling with the motion of the sea. The sand beneath your legs is cool now, holding the memory of the day's warmth in its deeper layers. You listen to the waves return and leave, each one carrying the same gentle weight, as though the ocean has no need to hurry. The night stretches wide around you, its silence calm, its presence steady. Somewhere in that stillness, you feel yourself leaning closer to rest as the rhythm of water and wind slows to match your own. The fire settles into a quiet glow, its light moving in slow patterns over the sand. Each flicker feels softer than the last, as if the flames are breathing in their sleep. The breeze drifts across your face, cool and even, carrying the gentle scent of salt and smoke. You let your shoulders loosen, the weight leaving them with each exhale. The palms above sway with a rhythm so smooth it feels like the sky itself is moving. Somewhere in the lagoon, a fish turns just beneath the surface, sending a ripple toward the moon's reflection. The sound is barely there, a whisper in the larger hush of the ocean. Your hands rest easily now, fingers sinking slightly into the sand. The grains shift and settle, finding their place around you as if the beach is shaping itself to hold you. The air feels warm near the fire, cooler toward the water, the two temperatures meeting across your skin in perfect balance. The waves keep their slow arrival, each one breaking softly, then drawing back with a long, steady breath. You follow that rhythm without trying, your own breathing falling into step with the ocean's pace. Somewhere deep in that sound there is a sense of the whole night moving, a tide that carries time gently forward. The glow of the fire rests low now, a quiet heart of amber in the sand. Its warmth reaches just far enough to brush against your knees, while the cool night air curls around your back. The palms murmur overhead, their voices soft and steady, woven into the hush of the shore. You let your head tilt slightly, feeling the gentle pull of gravity, the ease of being held in place. The sand beneath you cradles your weight, molding itself to every curve, supporting you without effort. The ocean moves in its patient way, bringing the water close, then letting it go again. Between the waves there is a stillness that feels endless, a pause so deep it seems to hold the entire night inside it. A faint trace of flowers drifts in from the inland trees, mixing with the cool scent of sea spray. Your hands rest open now, palms turned toward the stars, as if to catch the quiet. Above, the constellations shine with a calm light, each one steady in its place as they have been for centuries. The sound of the water grows softer still, blurring at the edges, until it feels less like a sound and more like the air itself breathing. The night has grown heavier with calm, its presence wrapping gently around the beach. The fire glows in small, steady pulses, each ember brightening, then fading into the soft dark. A low breeze brushes past your face, carrying with it the scent of warm sand and the faint salt of the lagoon. Your breathing is slow now, each inhale long and even, each exhale drifting into the sound of the waves. The palms sway above, their movements so gradual they seem part of the stars themselves. Somewhere far along the shore, a small wave breaks against the rocks, its sound round and hollow, then gone. You notice how the air holds its weight, neither heavy nor light, but balanced in a way that makes it easy to stay still. The sand under your hands is cool, its fine grains slipping gently over your skin when you move your fingers. The ocean's rhythm is unchanging, a cycle without urgency, a motion that feels like it could go on forever. You let your eyes soften, your gaze resting somewhere between the fire's glow and the silver line of the water. The horizon blends into the night, no clear edge, just a gentle meeting of sky and sea. The fire gives a faint, slow crackle, a small voice in the wide quiet. Its light flickers along the curve of the beach, touching shells and driftwood, then letting them fall back into shadow. The water moves with the same patient grace, its edges folding over the sand, then sliding away, leaving behind a thin sheen that mirrors the moonlight. You breathe in, the air cool and open. You breathe out, and the night seems to breathe with you. The palms sway above in their slow dance, their leaves brushing gently together, whispering in the language of wind. The stars remain still, watching the lagoon with a quiet that feels older than the island itself. The sand beneath you shifts subtly, like a memory settling deeper into place. Each grain is smooth, carried here by tides that have touched shores far away. The sound of the waves blends into everything, the air, the fire, your heartbeat, until it feels like one single steady pulse. The night holds you as it holds the sea, with a calm that does not end. The glow of the fire softens further, its light now a quiet circle on the sand. Shadows from the palms stretch longer, reaching toward the water, blending with the moonlit ripples. The air is smooth against your skin, cool where it meets the breeze, warm where it meets the fire. Each wave arrives with the same slow rhythm, its sound gentle enough to slip between thoughts and carry them away. The scent of driftwood smoke lingers in the air, fading and returning with each shift of the wind. Somewhere along the beach, a small patch of shells clicks softly as the tide brushes over them. The sound is delicate, like glass tapping lightly in a distant room. Your body feels heavy in the best way, settled into the sand, anchored yet at ease. The stars above seem brighter now, their light steady, without flicker or haste. The night feels endless, stretching beyond the lagoon, beyond the horizon, into a quiet without measure. The ocean's voice continues, patient and unbroken, as if it has been speaking in this way since the first night was born. The fire sighs softly, its embers shifting into a deeper glow. A thin wisp of smoke rises, curling upward until it disappears into the night air. The breeze drifts in from the water, carrying the cool touch of the lagoon across your face and hands. Each breath feels longer now, spreading gently through your body before leaving just as slowly. The palms above keep their steady sway, their shadows moving across the sand in shapes that change without hurry. The moonlight spills in a silver path across the surface of the water, shimmering with each small movement of the tide. A wave folds over itself at the shore, its sound rounded, almost like a whisper too quiet to catch. The sand beneath you is soft and fine, molding itself to the shape of your hands and legs, holding you in a way that asks nothing in return. Somewhere in the distance, the faint call of a night bird rises, then drifts away on the wind. The night feels wide and gentle, its quiet reaching into every corner of the beach, settling over the fire, over the water, and over you. The glow of the fire rests low and steady, its light shifting in slow waves across the sand. Each flicker seems softer than the one before, as if the night is drawing it closer into its embrace. The breeze brushes lightly past your hair, cooling the skin it touches, then moving on toward the palms. Their leaves answer with a faint rustle, a sound so even it feels like part of the ocean's breath. The water at the lagoon's edge slides forward in a smooth sheet, pausing just long enough to glisten in the moonlight before it drifts back into the dark. The scent of the sea fills the air, layered with the faint sweetness of something blooming in the distance. You let your eyes rest on the horizon, where the line between water and sky has melted into one deep, endless shade. The sand beneath your palms is cool on the surface, warmer just below, shaped perfectly to hold you in stillness. Every sound blends together now, fire, waves, breeze, palms, woven into one continuous, gentle tone. It moves through you the way water moves through sand, quietly without needing to be seen. Moonlight rests on the lagoon, a silver sheet trembling with each slow breath of the tide. The surface shifts in gentle ripples, catching the glow and sending it outward until it fades into the open sea. Near the shoreline, tiny grains of wet sand glisten like scattered stars, each one holding a moment of the night's light. The air moves softly over the beach, slipping between the palms, brushing across the quiet curve of the dunes. In the distance, waves meet the outer reef with a muffled hush, a sound that drifts toward you as if it has traveled for hours through the dark. Above, the sky is wide and unbroken, its deep blue scattered with still, patient stars. The breeze carries a thread of warmth from the land, mingling with the cool breath of the water until the two feel inseparable. You can feel the sand beneath your fingertips, dry and fine where it lies untouched, slightly damp where the tide has been. Every motion around you is slow, as if the entire night is swaying to a rhythm that only it can hear. The sound of the lagoon is constant, a low, even tone that seems to come from everywhere at once, settling deeper with every passing moment. The curve of the shoreline stretches away, soft in the dim light, its edges blurred where the water folds over the sand. Small ripples gather at the edge of the lagoon, moving together in thin, delicate lines, then dissolving quietly back into the stillness. Farther out, the sea deepens to a darker silver, its surface smooth except for the faint rise and fall of the long, slow swells. Palm shadows drift across the beach, changing shape as the breeze shifts through their leaves. The air is full of quiet layers, the faint rustle above, the distant murmur of the reef, the soft trickle of water returning to the sea through narrow channels in the sand. Somewhere along the shore, a cluster of smooth stones holds the moonlight, their rounded surfaces gleaming pale against the darker ground. The scent of salt lingers at the edge of each breath, joined now by the faint aroma of the cooling earth. The night feels open here, each sound and movement unhurried, each moment stretching just far enough to feel complete before the next begins. The rhythm of it all seeps inward until the body seems to move in time with the lagoon itself. The lagoon lies still, its calm surface broken only by the faint shimmer of passing ripples. Moonlight glides across the water, sliding over each swell, spilling softly into the curve of the shore. The sand near the edge holds a thin layer of water, mirroring the sky so clearly it seems like a second night spread beneath your feet. A faint stir of air drifts in from beyond the reef, cool and smooth, slipping between the palms before reaching the beach. The leaves respond with a slow sway, their edges brushing together in a whisper that moves from one tree to the next. Along the shallows, a patch of seaweed sways gently in the tide, its shadow shifting across the sand below. Somewhere farther out, a soft splash marks the turn of a fish before the water closes over it again. The sound blends into the night's low chorus, woven with the hush of the waves and the distant sigh of wind along the shore. Every detail feels unhurried, as though the hours themselves have stretched to match the ocean's pace. The quiet settles deeper, filling the space between breaths with the steady presence of water and sky. The shoreline curves gently toward the horizon, its pale edge glimmering where the moonlight touches it. Shallow pools lie scattered in the sand, left behind by the evening tide, each one holding its own still reflection of the stars. The water inside them is motionless, yet faint ripples form when the breeze drifts across, breaking the images into trembling patterns of light. Farther down the beach, the sand darkens where it meets the lagoon, its surface smoothed flat by the passing waves. The air is soft here, layered with the sense of salt, cool stone, and the distant sweetness of flowers opening in the night. From time to time, a faint rustle moves through the low shrubs beyond the palms, then fades into silence, leaving only the ocean's steady voice. The stars above remain sharp and clear, their reflections scattered across the water like fragments of quiet fire. The sound of the lagoon is unbroken, a single, endless breath folding in and out of the shore. The longer you listen, the more it feels like the night itself is breathing with you. The beach stretches in both directions, its soft line disappearing into the gentle haze of moonlight. Here and there, small mounds of sea foam rest on the sand, light as clouds, waiting for the next tide to carry them away. The water moves in slow, deliberate patterns, each wave arriving with the same quiet grace, spreading thin across the shore before slipping back into the lagoon. The breeze is steady now, neither strong nor faint, just enough to keep the palms in their slow, dreamlike sway. Shadows drift over the sand with each movement of the leaves, their shapes changing so gradually they seem to dissolve before the eye can follow. The night air has a weight that feels grounding, pressing gently against your skin while leaving your body light and at ease. Somewhere beyond the curve of the lagoon, the reef catches the ocean's energy, softening its voice to a calm murmur that reaches the beach like a distant memory. A single shell rests at the water's edge, its smooth surface catching the moon's silver light before the tide reaches for it again. The sound of the shore holds steady, a rhythm without pause, as if the world has always moved at exactly this pace. Thin lines of moonlight stretch across the lagoon, bending gently where the current drifts beneath them. Small clusters of seagrass sway just under the surface, their shadows shifting slowly over the sand below. A heron stands in the shallows near the far bend, its long shape still, watching the water as if the night has no end. Every so often its reflection ripples, then returns to perfect stillness. The sky above feels vast and close at the same time, its depth softened by a faint silver haze that glows around the brighter stars. Somewhere behind the line of palms, the sound of a single dry leaf turning over in the wind is crisp against the surrounding hush. The scent of the lagoon changes with each shift of the breeze, sometimes rich with salt, sometimes carrying a trace of the inland forest. Tiny patterns appear on the wet sand where the receding tide has drawn delicate lines, like threads sewn into the beach. They catch the light when you look closely and fade again when your gaze drifts away. In the distance, a wave breaks over the reef with a soft, hollow echo, its sound traveling far before dissolving into the night. The lagoon is still now, its movement so slight it feels like the water is resting with you. Moonlight lies across its surface like a soft sheet of silver, unbroken, quiet. The air is smooth and even, settling over your skin like the weight of a light blanket. Each breath you take moves in and out without effort, without thought. The sound of the distant reef is softer now, folded deep into the night's silence. A wave drifts in, its voice low, its edges blurred, and then it is gone again. The sand beneath you is cool where it touches the open air, warm where it meets your body, holding you gently in place. The stars above do not seem to move, though time is passing somewhere far away. Your eyes feel heavy without closing completely, your gaze resting on nothing in particular. The world narrows to small details, the faint hiss of water withdrawing, the quiet shift of a palm leaf, the soft hum of your own breath. The fire is only a glow now, a warm shape in the corner of your vision, steady, calm. You feel the night leaning closer, its quiet filling the space around you, making each moment slower, longer, deeper. The breeze moves in the smallest motions now, barely enough to stir the edges of the palms. It brushes over your skin like a thought that doesn't need to stay. The sound of the water has softened into a single tone, low and even, as if the whole lagoon is breathing in harmony. Your body feels heavier, yet lighter at the same time, resting completely in the shape the sand has made for you. The glow from the fire is only a faint color against the dark, pulsing slowly, like the heartbeat of the night. Each blink of your eyes lasts longer, the edges of the world growing softer with every pause. Far above, a pale cloud drifts across the sky, its movement so slow it feels almost still. The stars behind it fade and return, their light dimming gently, then brightening again. Your breath falls into that same rhythm, a slow disappearance, a quiet return. Time no longer feels like a line, but like the tide, gently moving back and forth without beginning or end. The night holds you completely now, as if nothing exists beyond this moment. The shoreline is a blur of shadow and silver, its details softened until they are only shapes. The water folds in, pauses, and slides away again, the motion so quiet it feels like a dream moving through the air. Somewhere above, a palm frond tilts, its tip swaying once before settling into stillness. The sky has deepened to the color of midnight glass, and every star seems closer, as if the whole dome has lowered itself over the lagoon. Your breathing is slow and open, each inhale cool and smooth, each exhale leaving a faint warmth in its path. The sand beneath you presses gently against your shape, holding every curve, every contour perfectly in place. The sound of the reef is far away now, softer than a whisper, more like the memory of a voice. The fire is only a glow among shadows, its edges dim, its light steady. The breeze moves in the smallest motions now, barely enough to stir the edges of the palms. It brushes over your skin like a thought that doesn't need to stay. The sound of the water has softened into a single tone, low and even, as if the whole lagoon is breathing in harmony. Your body feels heavier, yet lighter at the same time, resting completely in the shape the sand has made for you. The glow from the fire is only a faint color against the dark, pulsing slowly, like the heartbeat of the night. Each blink of your eyes lasts longer, the edges of the world growing softer with every pause. Far above, a pale cloud drifts across the sky, its movement so slow it feels almost still. The stars behind it fade and return, their light dimming gently, then brightening again. Your breath falls into that same rhythm, a slow disappearance, a quiet return. Time no longer feels like a line, but like the tide, gently moving back and forth without beginning or end. The night holds you completely now, as if nothing exists beyond this moment. The shoreline is a blur of shadow and silver, its details softened until they are only shapes. The water folds in, pauses, and slides away again, the motion so quiet it feels like a dream moving through the air. Somewhere above, a palm frond tilts, its tip swaying once before settling into stillness. The sky has deepened to the color of midnight glass, and every star seems closer, as if the whole dome has lowered itself over the lagoon. Your breathing is slow and open, each inhale cool and smooth, each exhale leaving a faint warmth in its path. The sand beneath you presses gently against your shape, holding every curve, every contour perfectly in place. The sound of the reef is far away now, softer than a whisper, more like the memory of a voice. The fire is only a glow among shadows, its edges dim, its light steady. Your eyes grow heavier, closing for moments at a time, until you realize the space between those moments is growing longer. The night is wrapped around you completely, and all that remains is the slow, endless rhythm of the tide. The tide's rhythm moves through the air like a lullaby, each wave carrying you a little deeper into stillness. The moonlight drapes across the lagoon, its glow soft and hazy now, as if even the light is ready to rest. The palms are quiet above, their leaves barely shifting, their shadows lying long and unmoving over the sand. Your breath is the same as the water's breath, drawn in slowly, released even more slowly, without pause. The night's warmth and coolness balance perfectly on your skin, blurring together until you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. Somewhere far off, a gentle splash echoes, round and low, then fades into silence. The sand feels softer now, as though it has loosened beneath you, allowing you to sink a little deeper into its hold. Your eyelids are heavy, closing without thought, your body sinking into the rhythm that has no beginning, no end. The sounds, the air, the light, all dissolve into one single calm presence, and you rest inside it without needing to move, without needing to think, as the night keeps watch over the shore. The world has narrowed to a soft hum, a gentle presence that wraps around you from every side. Each breath is slower than the last, spilling out in a warm sigh, then drawing in again without effort. The air carries the quiet weight of night, settling over your shoulders like the lightest blanket. Somewhere in the distance, a wave folds against the reef, its sound traveling slowly, thinning into the silence before it reaches you. Your body is warm where the firelight touches, cool where the breeze drifts past, and the two sensations melt together until they are simply comfort. The sand beneath you holds your shape perfectly, as if it has been waiting all night just to keep you still. Your eyelids drift lower, closing for long moments, opening only enough to see the blur of the lagoon and the soft glow of the horizon. The palms above are motionless now, their dark outlines resting against the sky, watching over the beach in silence. Time has loosened its hold, spilling away like water over smooth stones. There is nothing to follow here, nothing to remember, nothing to reach for, only this rhythm, slow, steady, gentle, leading you towards sleep as the night keeps breathing beside you. The sound of the lagoon drifts in and out, each wave arriving like a thought that fades before it can form. Your breath follows that same pattern, slipping into the quiet without any need to guide it. The air feels softer now, cooler against your skin, yet carrying a warmth beneath it that keeps you at ease. Somewhere beyond the palms, a single leaf shifts, its movement so small it disappears into the stillness as soon as it begins. Your body feels weightless in places, heavier in others, as if you are sinking into the sand and floating above it at the same time. The glow from the fire is faint and steady, a warm pulse that you sense more than see. Your eyes close again, this time for longer, the darkness behind them as gentle as the night itself. The rhythm around you never changes, water folding, air moving, silence deepening, and each sound blends into the next until they are no longer separate. The night is whole here, complete, and you are resting inside it as it drifts slowly toward morning. The space between the waves feels wider now, filled with a deep velvety quiet. Each sound arrives gently, lingers for a breath, then melts back into the stillness. Your breathing is slow and even, so in sync with the lagoon that you can no longer tell where one ends and the other begins. The air rests lightly against your skin, its touch neither cool nor warm, only balanced, only calm. Beneath you, the sand gives way just enough to cradle every part of you, holding you in perfect ease. The fire's glow has faded to a faint ember, soft and steady, like a distant star lying close to the earth. Your eyes remain closed now, the darkness smooth, without edges, without weight. Somewhere far away, a gentle splash echoes, round, slow, and already half forgotten as it reaches your ears. The rhythm of the night continues, unchanging, flowing around you like a tide that will carry you farther into rest with every breath you take. The night has gathered itself into one long breath, a hush that stretches from the palms to the edge of the sea. Every sound is softened, the faint lap of water on the shore, the whisper of air moving past, the quiet settling of the sand beneath you. Your body is loose now, every muscle unwound, every part of you sinking deeper into the shape the earth has made. The air drapes over you like silk, smooth and weightless, sliding with each slow rise and fall of your chest. The lagoon's voice is steady, a low, constant murmur, as though it is speaking directly to your dreams. Behind your closed eyes, the darkness is warm and deep, holding you as surely as the sand holds your body. The moments drift past without measure, blending into one another until they are simply one long, unbroken now. There is nowhere to go, nothing to reach for, only the ease of this stillness, the quiet of the night, and the slow pull of sleep drawing you gently into its depths. The sound of the lagoon moves in and out like a soft tide inside your breath. Each wave arrives without hurry, settles for a moment, and slips away again. The air rests still against your skin, warm where the earth holds you, cool where the night touches you. Your body feels heavy now, and yet it floats in the quiet, without effort, without thought. The sand beneath you is shaped perfectly to your form, holding you in place as if you have always been here. Somewhere far away, the palms sway once, their leaves brushing with the faintest sound, then returning to stillness. The space behind your closed eyes is wide and calm, filled with nothing but a deep, gentle dark. The fire's glow is only a memory now, a soft warmth lingering somewhere near your hands. Everything moves slower, so slow that it feels as if the night is standing still with you. The rhythm of water, the quiet air, the weightless dark, all of it folding around you, carrying you toward sleep. The water's voice is softer now, almost distant, yet close enough to feel in your chest. Each breath you take matches its rhythm without trying, rising and falling in the same slow arc. The night air is smooth, its touch barely changing, wrapping you in a steady calm. Your body is loose, every part of it resting fully without the need to adjust or move. The sand holds you gently, its surface cool, its depth warm, perfectly still beneath you. Somewhere beyond the palms, a faint sound drifts, too soft to name, gone as soon as it's heard. The darkness behind your eyes is velvety and deep, pulling you inward, further from the edges of thought. The world outside feels far away, as if the beach, the water, and the sky exist only to cradle this moment. Everything is unhurried. The lagoon breathes, you breathe, and the space between the two is where sleep begins to gather. The lagoon's rhythm drifts into the background, no longer a sound, but a feeling moving through the air. Your breath is slow and weightless, each inhale spreading softly, each exhale melting into the night. The sand beneath you is steady and warm, a quiet foundation that asks nothing. The air rests evenly over your skin, neither lifting nor pressing, only holding you in balance. The darkness behind your eyes is wide and endless, its edges dissolving until there is no difference between you and the night. Thoughts have slowed to a single spark, fading before it can take shape. The lagoon breathes. You breathe. The space between the two disappears, and you drift deeper, slower, into sleep.